And I'm trying to make conversation with this guy in the playground. I'm so very distracted by the fact that he's wearing Brothel Creepers deep blue jeans, one of those Corbyn Run DMC t-shirts, a velour red jacket with a hammer and sickle badge in the lapel from Stalin's Red Army, and a fez. And I can't talk to him at all, really, without thinking about all of these things. And eventually he goes, oh, you know, how are the nights? And as soon as somebody starts talking in those sort of borrowed expressions, meaningless shit, you don't really want to know. You just want to get through. Like, how are the nights? You ever wish that you could just bleed on command? Somebody goes, how are the nights? You just go, yeah, fine, thanks. 2 tears of blood rolling down. Good. Whenever anybody asks me how are the nights, the only way that I can sort of mentally get through it is to answer it with the soulful commitment and rigorous honesty of an 1860s Russian novelist. But as if I'm talking about my favourite biscuit. So he goes, how are the nights? And I respond, yeah, fine, thanks, nights are fine. The hardest part for me about parenting is the constant intrusive grief fantasies I have about them dying. You know, I imagine it's just one of them and it's my fault, you know? And I don't really trust myself to love the other one, so I've lost both, essentially. And me and the mum, we tried to get back together to try and sort of salvage some semblance of something good to come out of the situation, but we could never truly engage with each other because whenever we talk to each other, we can always see the kind of regret and devastation pooling in liquid at the bottom of each lid of our eyes. So we cease to be able to communicate, and obviously I hate myself, and that manifests itself outwardly, and I become quite abusive, emotionally, but it still counts though, doesn't it, famously? And eventually I move away, far away from the family, and I isolate myself because I don't feel like I can love or that I deserve to be loved. So I lose all sense of hope and purpose, and I become a monster. What's yours called? Eventually he goes, hey, where do you live? And I go, just over there above the supermarket. It's fucking great. And he says, can you not swear in front of your son, please? It's quite offensive. Huh? My son. That's right, isn't it? My son, offensive. I will decide. Me and his mum, we're the ones that came consciousness into his brain. How dare you tell me what's offensive and what's not? I have taught him how to say the word fuck. He's 3, it's funny. I've genuinely taught him how to say hello to grandma, motherfucker. I've also taught him the word opprobrium, so leave me alone. Okay, don't tell me what's offensive. You're standing there wearing a hammer and sickle badge on your lapel and talking to me about offensive. Numerically, it would be less offensive if you were wearing a swastika, you shit. Now, why don't you go away? Honestly, it's a word. Fuck, it's a fucking word. Words are obsessed over. It's actions that are important. I'd much rather my son said cunt than was a cunt, you cunt.